show you how to take your indexed file and turn it into the colorway using the palette that we selected. So I sent you a link to the palette that we selected, and on the right hand side there are two things that you need to download. One is the swatches from the ASE file, the other is the color table file. So when you download them, just make sure you remember where they went, and I've already downloaded them, so I'm not going to redo it again, but download them, and then back in Photoshop what you'll do is go to your swatches menu and import swatches. And so you can import both the Talma Spectrum swatches, and they'll show up at the bottom of your swatches list here, and you'll notice that there are two different looks to them. So I'm going to show you that really quickly. So the one has this sort of all this black scattered in there, and then the other has just the colors from the palette. There's a reason for that. This one is got a lot of blank spaces to accommodate the other potential colors that Wovns uses. So this is formatted for them. This is sort of formatted for you to see what your palette looks like. So step one is going to be just working with the condensed palette and going to image mode, color table. And in this color table, I can click on a color from my image and then click on a swatch from the palette and swap it out. So I'm just going to randomly select some colors. You should obviously study the palette and decide what you want to place where, but I'm going to go through pretty quickly and just select colors that I'd like to work with. It's going to be obviously blues and blacks and grays only. I'm going to just add one more here, and there are variations to these blacks. If you look back at the web page, you'll see that they're slightly different blacks. And I'm just going to select these and click OK. And now I have the Talma colors in there, and I'll go to image mode and back to RGB. So when I go back to RGB, I am basically saying I want to use the next palette to re-index these so that it selects the colors and places them in the palette in this way. It's kind of technical, you don't really need to know, but you do have to do this step. So now I'm going to go to image mode, indexed, and custom, and load the custom .act file that I downloaded and click OK. You'll notice it looks exactly the same. It's just using the correct color order. It would be really hard to look at this palette here and figure out which ones are the black and what the actual palette is. So this is why we do it in two steps. And then you click OK. So that first stage of selecting where you want the color to go is crucial as well. So after you've done that, you would then save the file. On the website, you can see that there's a lot of specifications for setting up your file that you need to look at before you do this step. So there's a specific resolution. There is, I think the one we're using is Talma, so it's an 84 dpi. Your file size is going to be part of a larger blanket, so you don't have to worry about the 47 inches, but you do have to do it at 84 dpi or won't be able to include it. You save it as a PNG, color space, color mode, we did indexed, and we did the Wovns palette. So this is how you're going to set up your file, and if you have any questions about it, you have to ask me before Wednesday morning, because we're going to put them all together. Okay.